Hello everyone. The subject of my talk is going to be about the 12 tenses and the 4 conditional sentences in the English language. So my presentation will be in 2 main parts. So first let's see the tenses. It can be divided into 3 parts called past tense, present tense and future tense. So past tense we have some subparts called past simple, past perfect, past continuous and past perfect continuous. And then in present tense, we have present simple, present perfect, present continuous, and present perfect continuous. Then in future tense also, we have future simple, future perfect, future continuous, and future perfect continuous. So the first tense is the present simple tense. So the affirmative form is a subject plus am, is, or are. In negative form, for the same structure, we add the negative word not. And then interrogative form means a question form where we bring am, is, or are to the front of the sentence and put the subject to the back. So these are some usages and some time expressions along with some examples where we use the present simple tense. Then we have the present continuous tense. So the structure is the subject plus am, is, or are plus the ing form of the verb. So if it's cook, cook becomes cooking. So like that, we take the ing form of the verb and then the rest is the same. But in negative sentences, we add not in front and before am, is, or are. And then interrogative means a question form. So again, here are some usages and some time expressions along with some examples where we use this tense. Then we have the present perfect tense. So the structure is a subject plus have or has plus the past participle of the verb. So the past participle of try is tried and we add have or has. So I have tried sushi before. This is a subject, this is have or has, and this is a past participle of the verb. And here we have the structure of the negative sentence with the same example by adding not. Then again, here are some usages and here are some common adverbs that we can use with this tense. Then we have the present perfect continuous tense. So the structure is a subject plus have or has plus been plus the present participle of the verb. So this is a subject, have or has plus being plus the present participle of the word learn is learning. So they have been learning English for 2 years. So the same thing with the negative sentence, but we add not in front before have or has. Then again, these are the 3 usages with 3 examples for each. And then we have the past tenses. The first one is the past simple tense. So affirmative form, it's the subject plus was or were. Here this is to be column and this is how we use it with the verbs. So these are the structures. And then here again we have some usages and the time expressions. Next we have the past continuous tense. So the structure is a subject plus was or were plus the ing form of the verb. She was cooking all morning. Then negative sentence with not. And this is a question form. Again, we have the table which shows the usages, the examples, and the time expressions that we can use. Then we have the past perfect tense. So the structure is a subject plus had and the past participle of the verb. So he had finished the test when the bell rang. So there's a negative where we use the word not, and then this is the question form, had plus subject plus the past participle. Then again, we here have the usages and the time expressions with some examples. Then we have the past perfect continuous tense. So the affirmative structure is the subject plus had plus being plus the ing form of the verb. So in negative sentence, to the same structure, after had we add the word not and then being and then the verb in the ing form. So these three are the usages of this tense and these are the time expressions. Then we have the next set of tenses. Those are future tenses. So the first one is simple future tense. So the subject plus will or shall plus the verb. And then here we add not and this is a question form. So again we have the usages and the time expressions. Then we have the future continuous tense. So it's a subject plus will plus be plus the ing form of the verb. I will be singing in the concert tomorrow. I will not be singing in the concert tomorrow. And will you be singing in the concert tomorrow? Positive, negative, and interrogative or the question form. Then we have the usages and the time expressions. Then we have the future perfect tense. We don't usually use this tense while speaking, but let's have a look. So the usage is actions, like to tell the actions that start before and continues up to another action or time in the future. So these are the structures: affirmative, negative, and question form. And this is an example. Next, we have the future perfect continuous tense. We normally don't use this tense also for speeches, but let's look at that too. So the usage is to tell something when projecting ourselves forward in time and looking back at the duration of that activity. So here you have the forms, and an example to be more clear is, when I turn 30, I will have been playing piano for 21 years. And next, moving on to the next part of my talk, that's about the conditional sentences. So there are four main types of conditional sentences. At the beginning, it's the type 0, later it's type 1, then it's type 2, and finally it's type 3. So before moving on to those types, let's see what a conditional sentence is. So a conditional sentence is a sentence structure used to talk about something that may happen only if something else happens first. So the structure of the conditional sentence is the if clause plus the main clause. That means a condition and the result gained from the condition. So an example, if I win a lottery, I will travel around the world. This is a condition. Winning a lottery is a condition, and traveling around the world is a result that we gain from winning a lottery. So the condition and the result. So let's look at the first type, that is the conditional type 0. So this expresses general truths. What are general truths? They are the situations in which one thing always causes another. This is an example. If it rains, the ground gets wet. If you pour oil on water, it floats. So this is the main structure that we use, the condition and the main clause. And these are the forms that we have to keep them in. Next, we have the conditional type 1, which we use to express situations in which the outcome is likely to happen in the future. There are possible situations that are not permanent and they are not guaranteed. There are possible situations. So if you rest, you will feel better. If I get a promotion, I will buy a car. So this is the structure that we use, the conditional type 1. Then we have conditional type 2, This expresses outcomes that are unrealistic, that means they are not likely to happen. They are imaginary situations. So, a best example is if I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. It's not possible, but it's imaginary. So, again, this is a structure. And next we have the last type, that is the conditional type 3, that expresses that the present circumstances would be different if something different had happened in the past. So again, this is the structure that we use, and this is an example. If I had won a gold medal, I would have been happy. If it had rained, we would have stayed at home. So now this is a mind map that is done for the 12 tenses and also the conditional clauses. So the blue part represents the conditional clauses, and all these 12 are the main 12 tenses in the English language. So this mind map helps us to remember the structure, and it makes us easier to study, especially the structures of the tenses. So that sums up my presentation. Thank you for taking time out to listen to it.